morning, Car Chronicles. It's been a minute, and I wanted to get on this morning and talk about my stance on conflict. And if it sounds like I'm losing my voice, it's because I saw one of my oldest friends last night, and I was so excited that we were just basically screaming at each other in our conversation, because that's what people from where I'm from do. We don't talk in normal, quiet voices. We just scream because we're just happy to be there. But I wanted to talk this morning about my stance on conflict, and another thing I hope I can pass on to the kids is when deciding your battles, always choose the easiest solution. And I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself, but I'm saying that what is the easiest solution for everyone. So I want you to be able to have good not only communication skills, but conflict resolution and compromise. You know what I mean? So like, say somebody's coming at you and they're really frustrated about something, but maybe they weren't taught how to vocalize their frustration, and instead it's turning into anger, right? And they're coming at you and they're getting angry, and I want you to be able to, I want to say disassociate, even though that sounds like a bad word to use, but like to be able to step back from that conflict, right? And be like, this person's obviously upset. Let's see what I can do to help dissolve this situation. And again, I'm not saying you don't stick by your morals and stuff like that, but every conflict, I feel like, can be resolved if there's enough compromise from each side. And if you ever do feel like you have to get physical, to always have that be your last resort. So I'm saying, like, have a high standard for what you consider to be your quote-unquote last resort. Like, I've been in many situations, not many, that's not true. I've been in a handful of situations where I've had people like coming at me and talking harshly to me and like going like this, you know what I mean? But every time, usually when it gets to that point, if a person's like coming at you, you just have to let them talk, basically, and just get out what they need to say, and you have to remain stoic, right? No emotion, no fear. Let them talk, say what they have to say, and your best option at that point is usually to just walk away. Let them say what they have to say, even if you think that you have a counterpoint. Let them say what they have to say and walk away. Now, if somebody hits you first, I have never been hit in a street fight before. I've never been hit where I feel like I had to return fire. I've been kind of shoved, but never to a point where I'm like, I need to. Here's the thing, because I train this stuff, I know the damage it can do to a person, and I would hate to ever actually damage somebody, and it makes me feel guilty whenever I even accidentally hurt somebody. But I want you guys, I want my kids to be able to take that into the real world. I think my son's going to be great at conflict resolution because he just talks and is everyone's best friend. But my bonus daughter, I hope that we're able to help you through all these hard emotions that you have at such a young age and get through it. And at the end of the day, be able to have that conflict resolution and realize that sometimes you're not always going to get your way. And I say that from a standpoint of, like, even I don't always get my way. And it's frustrating sometimes, but there's also, if you're trying to support these people that you love, sometimes it's just what it is. Like, I wish my parents never got separated, and I wish that they could have done what they needed to do. I wish my mother was never hurt growing up, so that way she doesn't feel the certain way that she feels. And it's always like this line. You can always follow this path, especially when you back up and look at it from a neutral standpoint. You're like, oh, here's what happened. And I wish that never happened. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean, even like speaking for myself. I wish my ex-husband and I weren't so young. I don't miss him, for the record, but I'm saying that, like, it could have been a conflict resolution that I was just never prepared for. And you're not gonna know this stuff, like, as a teenager. You're just not. I'm honestly surprised I was never in a street fight, because I used to be so quick to anger and frustration. Up until I was probably, like, young 20s. And then I started realizing, like, hey, why am I getting so angry? There's nothing to be angry about here. This person's deciding that this is their mood. Why am I letting it affect me? So, I hope growing up, children, we are able to help guide you into excellent listening capabilities, and just, it'll be easier if you can accomplish these things in your life in the long run, and just realize that, like, not everyone's out to get you. A lot of the people in your corner want what's best for you, and sometimes it's hard to listen to what they have to say. So that's my 2 cents for the morning, and I will see you guys next time.